Max Bretos here, joining you from the Performance Center for LAFC, where the team is getting prepared for a game against DC United at Banc of California Stadium, a game which you can see on YouTube TV. We'll get to that shortly. We knew the Borussia Dortmund game was coming, and it has come, it's gone, played on Tuesday night, and if you weren't there, shame on you. It was a magical night, great day for the guys on the field, great day for everyone who was involved with it. Let's relive it.
I've always known that the soccer culture around this area in LA has always been really good.
It's a hot spot. It's a sports enthusiastic and football enthusiastic city. It's a place where the people love the game and we feel related to people who love football. Well, we are very proud to got the invitation to come to Los Angeles. It's a marvelous color code you do have. We feel related to the many Spanish and American people in Los Angeles celebrating and loving football. It makes us very proud to got the invitation by LAFC.
I've been a fan for 30 years. I've been living in Los Angeles for 15 years. This is a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
This is the best part ever. I mean, to have Dortmund, BVB, Borussia Dortmund here in LA, it's unbelievable. I still can't believe it.
Win inside the 18, the shot, and a goal! Aaron Kovar scores off the cross from Jordan Harvey at the 6.
Great night for football, amazing crowd, fantastic field, fun game. Two teams that enjoyed the football and spectators that made it great atmosphere, and I think enjoyed the football.
The stadium was unbelievable. It was awesome to play with Dortmund for the first time, especially in USA, against a good American opponent, against LAFC, the new team this year, and I thought it was a really good game, and I had a lot of fun out there.
An incredible atmosphere. We look forward to the next European tourist. You know what was cool about it? We also got to see the debut of Adan, a.k.a. Dio.
Yeah.
You know, there was a moment when I saw you, you were probably going to get 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you give that look to Bob? Can I go a few more?
No, maybe not.
Maybe.
We said 15, 20 minutes, but
It was 25.
He gave me 25, so I was happy for that, of course. But
Yeah.
I just looked at him like this, and I wanted to, of course, change too. So just to get into it, so it was, yeah, I was just happy to get there. So
It felt good.
Yeah.
I can imagine. You're going to start coming in here with Marco Ureña, who'll be representing Costa Rica,
Yeah.
and obviously a lot of opportunities to get some minutes here. So what does it feel like to hit the ground running here for a new club?
no, just happy to be here, and the family's happy to be here. The weather haven't been that nice since we came, but yeah, we took it from Hull. So.
You just came from home.
No, I'm happy just to be here. So the weather will start kicking in. So I'm just happy to start like this, and the pitch is great, the stadium's great, fans is great. So just keeping on that momentum. So
I've been to Hull before,
Yeah,
and
you've been there.
the people are very nice.
yeah.
But it must be nice to go to this place where it's a climate with so much at your fingertips. What did you know about LA beforehand?
No, I was there in 2014. So I was there 3 weeks. So with my friends. So I really saw how beautiful the city is, and the people, and all the food, all that weather, and all that stuff. So
Comes back to the food.
Yeah, comes back to. So yeah.
So your relationship with Bob Bradley, a big reason why you are here. And when you were at Staubach together, you averaged a goal a game. Talk about your relationship with Bob and how he has been able to get the most out of you, where you've been able to score at such an amazing clip.
No, I just came 1 week before the season started, so I wasn't in the best shape. I haven't played for 4 months, and he just put me straight in, and I just adapted with my teammates, and we had a lot of good players there too. So the first game, I was just on fire. So.
But with
So
the
we started
comfort,
building,
the
so.
comfort level with Bob,
Yeah.
I mean, just based on the ability to score, what makes that relationship so good?
No, just the playing style, how he plays, just fit me 100%. So it's offensive football. I love to play football on the ground and pressing and scoring a lot of goals, created a lot of chances. So Bob is just, yeah, he's just on point, with everyone, and he just wants the best for everyone. So that's why you always have to be successful there. So you see all the players who go into the national team, that's because we're playing good football, and and we're up there in the MLS.
Thanks, Dio. And earlier I had a chance to speak with John Thorrington, the general manager, talk about the World Cup and how it's going to affect the club. Here with LAFC general manager John Thorrington, or I like to call the most interesting man about the club.
Thank you.
Dress is great. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know enough about me if you think I'm the most interesting.
He is. Well, I used to call your games.
Hot Rod.
That helped me get the gig because I called you Hot Rod in one broadcast.
It wouldn't have
Larry Friedman
wouldn't have helped you in my book. You killed me for about 8 years.
I don't know why I said that. Oh, I know why. Because
Spontaneous.
John Williams was Hot Rod Williams,
Okay.
and then John
Came out.
There's another great reason it came out. Stream of consciousness.
Fair enough.
That's not why I wanted to talk to you today.
Okay.
There's a lot going on with the club, and you obviously are the umbrella overseeing all what happens, getting players in to participate, and we know the World Cup is coming. You had this game against Borussia Dortmund. You got some chance to see some new faces. What did you take away from that experience? Or that game, I should say.
A lot of things. I think, for us as a club, it was an experiment. We had never done that before. It was our first international exhibition, flying blind somewhat, and for me, one of the proud things I'll get to on the field, but seeing the energy in that stadium, there are a lot of excuses to not show up based on the fact that it's an exhibition, it's not a league game, it's midweek, all the rest of it, but to see the energy, I am just constantly amazed at the commitment of our supporters. And I actually called an audible second half. I actually went and was above the supporter section to watch the second half, which I don't normally do. And I turned to somebody up there and I said, "Is this normal?" Because I see it and I feel it in the stadium. I said, "Is this normal?" Because I was blown away by the sound coming up out of that supporter section. And somebody's like, "No, it's normally bigger than this." And I literally couldn't believe it. So one, that was amazing to see. And then two, getting onto the field, it was a great exercise for everybody. Sure. I think the specifics of getting guys minutes that needed minutes, either coming back from injuries like Joao, or guys that have been pushing to get minutes in the first team, but as a function of our team starting the season really well and our performance staff doing really well with injuries, there are limited opportunities for a guy like Tristan Blackman. So for him to get out there and show what he's capable of, we see it every day in training, but to get out at Bank of California Stadium in front of our supporters will certainly lend him well and us well as we go into a break now, where we will lose some guys to the World Cup or injuries that come up and what have you. So for a number of different reasons, it was a great night. It was a really good relationship building thing with Dortmund as well. To hear their players who are coming from an amazing stadium that I've seen in person, to come and speak so highly of our environment was also a really proud moment for the club.
You'll hear the interview with Ty Burrell in a little bit, and I had to interrupt you because you must be a fan of Modern Family.
So
because you were fine.
It's literally the only show I watch, and I tried to explain to him that it's not. I wouldn't just say that. It is the only show that we watch, my wife and I. So it was really cool. I didn't know he was coming. I was talking to Tom, and he said, "Oh, we're going to do this jersey presentation." It's a guy from Modern Family, and and I was like, "Phil Dunphy?" So no, it was really good, and he actually is very is business partners and friendly with a couple of mutual friends as well. So it was good to connect with him briefly, and really cool to see someone like that's reaction as well. And everybody's passed the test so far on the falconeering.
He's a lovely guy. You'll hear that interview in a bit. Just so you know, I want to talk to you about the interruption because you're the boss man. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the World Cup, because I think there may have been a misconception, maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, that because the United States didn't qualify, it wouldn't take a huge impact on the player personnel here in the clubs. That certainly does not apply here. You have three, potentially four guys going there. And obviously that's going to make things difficult for you during those stretches. You have 5 games during the World Cup, the entirety. But for those guys, it's pretty special. How do you think this club has prepared them to seize that opportunity?
Yeah, well, I think we have been very clear on our stance. It's not, in the short term, a good thing to be without Carlos Vela and Laurent, Omar, Marcos. It's obviously not a great thing, but we know what this opportunity is like for a player. Oftentimes, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's an opportunity that most players don't get throughout their careers. So for us to be able to support them, and you hear them talk about this as like a dream for them, it's amazing for us to support them. And I think what I would say is that it's a positive thing that in my estimation, and hearing the various national team federations and coaches, hearing the role that our technical staff and the club have played in moving them along and preparing them for this World Cup, that's a positive thing, and certainly something that is a welcoming statement coming from these guys to say, wow, you're seeing the improvement. And that goes for everybody from our rookies all the way to 33-year-olds that are now are established internationals, that they see what they're doing with LAFC and that they're improving and coming along and well prepared to go play on the biggest stage. So that's certainly something that we as a club can be proud of.
So, as I mentioned with John, Ty Burrell was at Banc of California Stadium, the latest Falconer. Everyone wants to be that, by the way. It's very cool. Here's our interview with Ty Burrell. Here we are ahead of the Borussia Dortmund game with Ty Burrell, who's going to be our Falconer.
I am.
What do you got there?
I have an LAFC jersey with my name on it, which apparently means I'm starting tonight.
You are? You
Yeah.
got 30 minutes in you?
I've got four medium sprints in me total.
Hey, look, that makes you official. What do you think about what LAFC's doing?
It's amazing. I was just saying, I think to you that I'm a huge Rams fan, and it took forever to get the Rams back here and competitive. LAFC did in a few years. I mean, it just feels like it was meant to be. Like instantly, the stadium is beautiful, the fan base is incredible. So it's really exciting.
Are you ready for your role tonight?
I feel very powerful that I'm going to hold a Falcon.
What do you know about being a Falconer? Did they give you any tips? I mean,
Well,
what's the book say?
I bred these Falcons. I actually bred these Falcons for this, for LAFC.
Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, don't worry about it. The Falcon may win this battle. But
You're going to release the Falcon.
that actually sounds very compassionate.
Yes.
I used to have a mustache where they both rested on both sides, but I shaved that. I'm going to use my arm tonight. I'm using my arm.
What about the sport of soccer? What does it mean to you, your family?
You know, in the last 10 years, like a lot of Americans, I wish I could say I was a soccer fan my whole life, but in the last 10 years, it's gotten well under my skin. It started with international soccer, honestly. Sure. I think like a lot of Americans, it kind of went from there to the EPL and then MLS, and now the quality of MLS is just so high that it's been a really exciting, the last 3 or 4 years I've followed it pretty closely, followed MLS pretty closely.
And now you have the LAFC jersey.
Yeah.
You are
and I'm in the MLS.
You're part of the team family now. Thanks again to Ty Burrell for joining us. So next up, it's DC United at home before the club goes off for 2 games on the road. Had a chance to speak with DC United midfielder Paul Arriola. Make no mistake, teams are gearing up, looking to be the first to beat LAFC on their home turf. You can see it on YouTube TV starting at 6:30 Eastern Time with me and the gang on our pregame show. Our guest +1 Alice, it's going to be Fernando Fiore this time out. We're going to have a lot of fun in the booth. Make sure you join us for that. See you next time.